99% of people are not willing to do what it takes to make their dreams come true. The Marines have a saying, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. The center of bringing any dream into fruition is self-discipline. You know, something as simple as food and eating. It's not about your body as much as it is about your mind. It's getting command of your mind to be able to choose actions that are in your own best interest. Every day we are choosing that's not in our own best interest. So if the world is attacking you and the world wants to fight you and the world's trying to hold you down, so you're gonna kick yourself in the balls? So you're gonna stop yourself from getting what you dream. And I think the word discipline has kind of gotten a bad name. We think about it in terms of punishment. I'm not talking about discipline in that way. I'm talking about discipline in the sense that you forego immediate pleasure for the exchange of long-term self-respect. I believe that self-discipline is the definition of self-love. That when you say that you love yourself, that means that you have behavior towards yourself that is loving. Self-discipline is the center of all material success. You cannot win the war against the world if you can't win the war against your own mind.
BlazeBodyz, what's up? What's going on, everyone? Thank you for coming back. Little by little, it's now, my goodness, July, August, September, we're going on like 12 weeks. I'm up about 20 pounds. I gotta go another 15 if all goes well by January 1st. It's not as easy as you would think. You're thinking off season. In your mind, you're assuming that, what's the big deal? You can just eat more. You can, you don't have to worry so much or be strict. Well, it's not. If you want to be a big bloat bag, go ahead and eat whatever, but you can't. That's not what I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to get my body weight up to a particular point without getting too fat. And it's not easy. It's not as easy as you think. I just made another change in the way, I have 3 different levels of off season, just like I have 2 or 3 different levels of prep. It's just systematic. I just go at it a certain way, and that way I'm trying to, just like coming down to get lean, is it possible? It's the same way as trying to get as big as possible without overdoing things on certain things, without paying attention to detail, really. So it's not just about eating food. There's a lot more involved. Anyway, again, we're not here to talk about me. I recently posted something that said, the things we take for granted are the things that people are praying for. Something to that effect. I apologize if I'm not exact on my quote there. But it's, we all, I say this probably every segment, a lot of people complain about trivial things, minuscule, little things that we have no reason to be complaining for. And as I said in the quote, in the text to follow, things could be so much worse. And I'll bring up my friend who passed away recently, and things came fast. We all found out, and it came quick. And if he could have had one more day, I know him well enough. If he could have had one more day, even a half a day more extended, before he had passed away, he would have given anything. So when I hear, people going out drinking and partying, and look, it's not for me to say for what people do. I would be dishonest if I told you that I didn't, tear it up when I was younger. I did, but I soon realized, fortunately, really, really early on, through extensive and still to this day, in-depth and extensive self-education, that those, that irresponsibility is going to catch up with you at some point. So, you can't use, first of all, the I'm young, I gotta have a good time. Yeah, being young is not an excuse for being stupid. But, people are going to do what they're going to do, and hopefully they learn. Life is about learning from mistakes. But, if you're an adult, if you're in your late 30s and on, up into your 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever, up in the old folks zone, like myself, you are being irresponsible with your health. Now, there's so much scientific literature and so much information out there, especially with our fortunate ability to use the social media, the internet. There's so much resources that can tell you that what's going on when you do all that abuse to your body. Now, you're taking your health for granted. And you're thinking, oh, what the hell, it's not going to happen to me. Or, I've lost, my best friend who passed away, I've lost so many people in the last, just 5 years. And I know it's because of my particular age, and everyone around my age starts to go, but it's becoming a little bit alarming, to be honest. People in their mid 40s and even in their late 30s are dying. So, and that's all lifestyle. I mean, sure, there's a genetic component to it if you're predisposed to particular cancers or diseases or medical abnormalities, if you will, heart related, whatever. If it's genetic, if it's gonna happen, it's not a matter of if it's gonna happen, it's when. And if you speed up the process by eating shit, drinking, doing drugs, the whole thing going on now with weed and marijuana, it's becoming out of control, right? You gotta clean your shit up, because there are people who wish, like I said, my friend Scott, if he had one half a day more, or anyone in his family, or anyone relative, close friend, family, whatever, who has suffered through cancer or had some sort of life-threatening disease, they wish they could have had any more time. And by you going out and being irresponsible and just eating like shit, letting your body get out of whack, it's pretty sad. So, that's just on a health aspect. There are other things too, as far as people taking things for granted and people praying for what health is probably the biggest one, but I also too, I think close friendships and family relationships are an important thing too. And I hear a lot, this sister won't speak to the other sisters or brothers from some stupid, it's always about money sometimes, or something someone said. And now, people go like decades without talking. That's, people wish they had close relationships with their siblings or friends. Support from a loved one, or if you're passionate about doing something, doing a competition or some sort of an event or something that's going to make you happy, and you want that support, but you don't get it because the other spouse is not into it, or they're insecure about it. So be very grateful for everything you have. Do not take one single thing for granted, because there are people who wish they had those things. All right, I gotta go. The clock is ticking. I'm almost out of time. Have an amazing weekend and be safe. I'll talk to you all extremely soon. Get to the gym.